So in this video I'm going to be talking about the female gaze, and this is a topic that's discussed in many YouTube videos, but I've never seen anybody look at it through the lens of men's classic style and more traditional looks. So the female gaze is a little bit hard to define, but I'm gonna give a brief explanation of the understanding I have of the term and how I'm going to be looking at it and applying it to the topics that I'll talk about in this video. So the female gaze is things that are attractive from a female perspective versus things that are attractive from a male perspective. And I think one of the best examples I can give you of this before I start talking about men's clothing is men's physiques. So lots of guys might have the aspiration to have a huge muscular physique like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but the reality is that most women don't actually find that very attractive. So the male gaze would be looking at the huge bodybuilder and wanting to be like him. Whereas the female gaze might look at that as more unattractive and actually have a preference for a guy who is much slimmer and has more lean and toned muscle mass instead. Well, the good news for us guys who like dressing up is that this in itself is something that's very attractive to women. If you simply Google what do women find attractive on men, you will have tons and tons of responses of women saying that a suit for a man is just like lingerie for a woman. There's something about the cut of the jacket in particular that just really accentuates the best body parts of a man. A guy who knows how to put together a more formal outfit, it shows that he has the resources firstly to buy these clothes and a reason to wear them. It also shows a lot of effort, which indicates that you might put a lot of effort into other elements of your life. If you've done a good job putting together your tie or your pocket square, or you've accessorized a casual outfit in a particularly tasteful manner, this shows a level of intelligence as well. Overall, it definitely signals that you have some kind of eye for design, you have the effort to put the clothes together, and you have the resources to buy them and have a reason to wear them. So there are certain elements of the male physique that women find particularly attractive, and you don't need to be in excellent shape to pull this off. Something that many guys don't realize is how attractive women find men's forearms. So the best way to show off your forearms is to simply roll up the sleeves of your shirt. And actually wearing a long sleeve shirt rolled up shows off your forearms in a better way than a t-shirt or a polo shirt. Not only can you do this with long sleeve shirts, but you can also do this with sweaters, with cardigans. You could even do this with a blazer, but you might look like you're in Duran Duran. Another way to bring some attention to the forearms is with a classic wristwatch, or perhaps with a bracelet, or both, but make sure they're on different arms. Another very attractive element of the male physique is this idea of a V-taper, where the man's body is very broad up at the shoulders and then it tapers down to a slimmer waist. And you can definitely either accentuate or create an illusion of this look with your clothing. One of the best ways to do this is with a V-neck sweater, and you can wear this with a button-down shirt, then you have 2 or 3 buttons undone. You've got a very clear V in the middle of your body, which makes it look like your overall torso has more of a V. Combine this with the sleeves of the sweater and the shirt rolled up and a nice watch, and you've got a winner. One final aspect of the male physique I would like to talk about is not something that you actually show, but rather an item that you can pick out that women do particularly find attractive. And what I'm talking about are boots. Boots can be worn with literally every outfit, from a suit down to your most casual jeans and t-shirt. There's just something about them that is very rugged, very masculine, it's very ready to go. You can go with a nice pair of polished Chelsea boots, perhaps with your suit, or you could go with a pair of lace-up boots or chukka boots with your jeans. But either way, there's just something about them which is very masculine, and for that reason I think that they are better if you're looking to be attractive to women than loafers or dress shoes. Okay, the third way to look good through the female gaze is to practice what is known as peacocking. So a good example of peacocking is wearing something interesting that just catches people's attention just the right amount. In the book How to Talk to Anyone, the author talks about this concept of a what's it. Now, a what's it is something that you wear that just creates a little bit of intrigue and is a conversation starter, and people want to know what is it. Now, I've got an example here of one that has worked really well for me, and I started wearing this just because I liked it, and then I realized that when I would be sitting at the bar, for example, by myself, people would come up to me and ask me about it, and it was a great conversation piece. So my what's it is my great grandfather's wristwatch. In one of my earliest YouTube videos called The Old Money Mindset, I talk more about this watch and why you might want to go through your grandparents' house, for example. Try and find something like this. It doesn't have to be a watch. It could be a ring, would be a really nice one too, or even a bracelet, or just any kind of thing that creates a small amount of visual intrigue about you. But it has to be subtle. You don't want a big sign that's saying, "Look at me." It has to be something that people will only just about notice and creates an element of mystery. It doesn't have to be a family heirloom or anything with a story behind it at all. So some examples of some new things that you could buy if you don't have something might be a boutonniere. Now this is a little flower on your lapel pin. A lot of people wear these for their weddings, but you can have a more subtle version that you could wear every day. It's going to be something that not many people will see and will create some kind of mystery about why you're wearing that. You could also do the same with a lapel pin or a particularly interesting pocket square. And when it comes to accessories, what we come onto is this idea of blending masculine with feminine. Some accessories are inherently more feminine. For example, a bracelet. You could even view a boutonniere as a bit more feminine because it's a flower. But if you look at some of the most attractive men today who are very admired by women, they do have this blend of masculine and feminine qualities. Take a look, for example, at the free flowing hair of Timothée Chalamet. Look at the K-pop stars who wear makeup. Even Cillian Murphy, when he's playing Tommy Shelby in Peaky Blinders, he's an ultra masculine character, but he has a very pretty face, very feminine facial features. And I think this balance of his aggression with his physique, but also with his more pretty and beautiful appearance facially, creates definitely this right blend, which is very attractive. Even somebody like Michel Marone, he has this kind of artistic, sensitive nature. He has his little finger tattoos that create some element of mystery. So even with these guys that we think of being very traditionally masculine, do have an element of feminine intrigue, which overall creates a more attractive picture. For you, this could be something as simple as wearing a soft textured fabric that creates a kind of textural intrigue. People want to touch it, people want to know what that feels like. Maybe you're a guy who's interested in jewelry and you could wear some interesting rings or bracelets. And actually this is something that I'm getting a lot more interested in lately. So any of you guys that wear jewelry and you have a brand that you like, please let me know in the comments. I know I'm often recommending you things, but I want this to be a community and you can recommend things to me too. So any jewelry brands that you like and goes well with more classic menswear, I would love to know. Please let me know. Tattoos can also be another great way to add an element of intrigue and an element of individuality. And I think individuality here is really what it comes down to. You know, by embracing things that perhaps subvert gender norms, you're really creating an element of rebelliousness. It shows a sense of courage. You're not afraid to be who you are, and that's a very attractive trait to women, as well as creating just an overall visual intrigue and a more personal sense of style. So if we're putting all of these elements together, what would be the perfect classic menswear look for the female gaze? Well, I would go with a more dressed up outfit, perhaps a suit, or you could go with maybe a v-neck sweater and a button-down shirt with the sleeves rolled up. Definitely add some kind of masculine edge to it, maybe with some leather boots too. Then I would add some kind of some kind of visual intrigue. This could be a piece of jewelry, it could be a watch, it could be your pocket square if you're wearing a suit. Something that people just think, what is that? And then finally, either with your choice of color palette or one of your accessories, or perhaps an element of your style or a piercing, just create some kind of element of femininity and some level of intrigue that balances out all of the masculine characteristics that you've incorporated into your outfit. Guys, I hope this was an interesting topic. I try not to get too philosophical with this, more just look at things that are very commonly known as attractive to women and how it can relate to classic menswear. Please let me know if you enjoyed this video, and I really look forward to seeing you guys on the next one.